always, I know I will. I was going to go talk. Would everybody please sign in? Where are we at? Terry Dog Green. Janet Norton. Who else ain't here? I'd like to call this meeting to order of the Jefferson County Board of Commissioners. And it says it's a regular quarterly meeting, but I believe we're going to be meeting every month. So we'll be keeping a tight schedule here. Mr. Clerk, would you please call the roll?
17 members present, 4 absent.
17 present, 4 absent. Would everyone please stand, and Mr. Joe Coleman will lead us in prayer. Mr. Sammy Solomon will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Our Heavenly Father, as we come to you this evening, Lord, we pray that your guidance be upon us, that the decisions we make here will be for the benefit of the citizens. Lord, let everything be done decently and in order this evening, and everything be peaceful. We thank you for all that come to visit. Our visitors today, we want them to feel welcome. It's their county, it's their taxpayer money, and so we want everybody to be involved. We thank you, God, for as many blessings you bestow down upon us. We've got sick that we need to pray for this evening. Brother Terry Doctor is come to the doctor today to be checked out. We need to pray desperately for him. We just pray for all of our sick and afflicted. We ask God that you would go into this service and lead us, God, in places pleasing to you. And we'll give you the praise for everything that's accomplished here. In Jesus' holy name we pray. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to welcome everyone out this evening. This is going to be kind of a new type meeting because this will be a voting meeting. There's no longer a work session, so we'll be conducting business as we come to it. So next on the agenda, we have proclamations, courtesy resolutions, hometown hero, Mac France Jr.
Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Tonight, as he said, we recognize Private First Class Mac Lemuel France Jr. Mac was a resident of Dandridge, and he was killed in Vietnam. During Memorial Day, we had a ceremony where we honored 3 of our local heroes. Mac was the only one we didn't have kin for because we couldn't find them. But working with the Archives Office and Sheila Evans, we were able to locate a cashier at Walmart named Sharon, who was a member of the France family. And through her, we have a huge number of France family members here tonight, all Gold Star family members. Would you all please stand up, the France family? Thank you. Thank you. I've been working very closely with Mac's 2 sisters who are still with us, Ollie France and Marcy France. And if you would all come up here, stand up here with me for a second. And Commissioner Huffaker, if you would come forward too, please. We would like to present you with a plaque of your brother to commemorate his service and the fact that he gave everything for our country, and to say thank you very much. And we are also going to read a proclamation, Marissa, from the mayor. Thank you.
So it truly is an honor to stand with you guys here today. I get really emotional at these things, so hopefully I can make it through. But this is a proclamation, honorary proclamation for hometown hero from our Mayor Mark Potts. Whereas Private First Class Mac France Jr. grew up in the small eastern town of Dandridge, Tennessee, along the shores of Douglas Lake, he attended Maury High School and lived in the Shady Grove community. And whereas Private First Class Mac France Jr. was the only son born to Mac Sr. and Lagatha Valentine France. There were 7 daughters in the France family: Barbara, Ollie, Judy, Marcy, Brenda, Marjorie, and Drusilla. Marjorie and Drusilla died as infants, and whereas Private First Class Mac France Jr. entered service in October 1964, his father served as an Army private in World War II. His mother had said that her only son had, since a small boy, wanted to join the Army and make it a career. He wanted to follow in the footsteps of an uncle who has several years in service, she said. Whereas, as an infantry soldier in the U.S. Army, he was assigned to Company A, 2nd Battalion, 7th Cavalry Regiment, 1st Cavalry Division. Whereas, in 1966, America's commitment of troops in the Vietnam War increased to 400,000. Private First Class France's 1st Cavalry Division was sent to Binh Dinh Province, South Vietnam, on the coast of the South China Sea. And whereas, in January of 1966, the U.S. launched Operation Masher, later renamed Operation White Wing, against enemy forces on the Bong Son Plains. The search and destroy operation was the largest cooperation between American, South Vietnamese, and Korean forces to that point in the war. While the operation was successful, after its conclusion in March 1966, some areas of the region were gradually retaken by communist forces. Whereas on May 1966, Private First Class Mac L. France Jr. was killed by gunfire in Binh Dinh Province. At age 18, he was Jefferson County, Tennessee's second casualty of the Vietnam War. He was posthumously awarded a Purple Heart Medal, and he is honored on the Vietnam Veterans Memorial in Washington, D.C. And whereas Private First Class Mac L. France Jr. lived a life in service to others and is worthy of special recognition and appreciation dedicated service, and now therefore I, Mark Potts, by virtue of the authority vested in me as Mayor of Jefferson County, Tennessee, and in conjunction with the Jefferson County Commissioners, express our sincere thanks, deepest sympathy, and condolences to the family of the late Private First Class Mac France Jr. He will always be remembered for the sacrifice he made for Jefferson County, Tennessee, and the United States of America. In witness whereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of Jefferson County, Tennessee, to be affixated this 21st day of July, in the year of our Lord, 2025.
Next, we have proclamation honoring the Brazelton Lodge 190.
I'll ask anybody with the Brazelton Lodge if you all will come up and join us. That's Kevin Poe. He has another proclamation from Senator Jesse Seal. So, congratulations. We're thankful that you all are with us tonight. Monumental achievement. We're glad that you're here in our community. So here's a proclamation, mayoral proclamation honoring Brazelton Lodge number 190 on the occasion of its 175th anniversary. Whereas Brazelton Lodge 190, Free and Accepted Masons, was chartered October the 7th, 1850, and has since stood as a pillar of integrity, fraternity, and community service in the town of Dandridge in Jefferson County, Tennessee. Whereas for 175 years, Brazelton Lodge number 190 has exemplified the enduring principles of Freemasonry, including brotherly love, relief, and truth, fostering fellowship among its members, contributing generously to civic and charitable endeavors throughout Dandridge and Jefferson County. Whereas the Lodge has continuously upheld traditions of moral uprightness, personal development, and service to others, while also supporting veterans, youth programs, local education initiatives, thereby enriching the lives of countless residents of Dandridge and Jefferson County and also surrounding communities. Whereas Brazelton Lodge number 190 represents a living legacy of community leadership, spiritual strength, reflecting the enduring values that has helped shape Jefferson County, a place of unity, heritage, and pride. Whereas it is fitting and proper that Jefferson County honor institutions that have faithfully served the public and advanced the common good for generations. Now therefore I, Mark Potts, by the virtue of the authority vested in me as mayor of Jefferson County, do hereby recognize and congratulate Brazelton Lodge number 190 on the occasion of its 175th anniversary and express deepest gratitude for its steadfast contribution to the life and spirit of our community. Thank you so much for your service. Mr. Poe now has a second proclamation.
Senator Jesse Seal wanted to be here to do this, and it meant a lot for him to do it, but he had an engagement at another location at the same time, so he wanted to pass along his apologies. And I wanted to thank Adam Watson, who led the charge to secure these proclamations for the lodge. Whereas it is fitting that we should recognize those exemplary organizations that through an abiding commitment to excellence have contributed greatly to this state for many years. And whereas one such notable organization is Brazelton Lodge number 190 of the Free and Accepted Masons, which is celebrating 175 years this year. Whereas Brazelton Lodge number 190 Free and Accepted Masons was chartered on October the 7th, 1850, and has since stood as a pillar of integrity, fraternity, and community service. Whereas for 175 years, Brazelton Lodge number 190 has exemplified their enduring principles of Freemasonry, including brotherly love, relief, and truth, fostering fellowship among its members, and generously contributing to civic charitable endeavors throughout this community. Whereas Brazelton Lodge number 190 represents a living legacy of community leadership and spiritual strength, reflecting their enduring values that have helped shape Dandridge as Tennessee's second oldest town, as well as place of unity, heritage, and pride. Whereas the members of Brazelton Lodge number 190 of the Free and Accepted Masons have dedicated themselves to laudable acts that have assisted countless individuals and who have made a positive impact on their community and the state as a whole, and they should be formally recognized on this special occasion. Therefore, I, Rand McNally, Speaker of the Senate of the 114th General Assembly of the State of Tennessee, in conjunction with the undersigned, do hereby proclaim that we honor and commend the members, both past and present, of Brazelton Lodge number 190, Free and Accepted Masons, for their dedication to public service, congratulate them on the Lodge's 175th anniversary, to extend to them our best wishes for every continued success in their future endeavors, proclaimed in Nashville on this 15th day, July 2025.
Congratulations.
See, we can't talk, we just gotta listen to them talk. Figure it out, then we'll be out. Where'd the podium go? You can't do that. Greg, oh, he's got it. Next, we will have a public hearing for Resolution 2025-14, a resolution amending the zoning resolution of Jefferson County, Tennessee to reflect certain prohibited uses and permitted uses in A1, R1, R2, RR, and C2 zoning districts. Is there anyone here that would like to speak to this rezoning? Ma'am, come to the podium, state your name, address.
Hello, everyone. My name is Michelle Birdsell. My family and I live at 1661 East Highway 2570 in Dandridge. I'd like to talk to you about the resolution number 2025-14 to remove campgrounds from A1. I want to thank those who have sponsored and pushed through this resolution. We have come before the commission several times with our stories about our safety being jeopardized and the violations of trespassing on our property due to a nearby campground. This campground has zero boundaries to our property and nearby neighbors' properties when it should. Because of this, I've been threatened, cussed, and forced to deal with trespassers with only me and my children home. We have had numerous people trespass, defecate, and leave their trash on our property. This campground should have never been allowed in the backyard of 6 different people. The campground in our backyard has a boat launch, kayak rentals, boat rentals, $5 walk-on days, events, parties, camping, and pavilion rentals. This doesn't sound like a place that should be in the middle of a residential neighborhood. It sounds like a commercial property that should be in a commercial zone, not in people's backyards. That is why we are asking tonight for you to vote to remove campgrounds from A1 property and put them in commercial where they belong. Thank you.
Is there anyone else that wishes to speak? Not hearing any. This hearing is adjourned.
I think some of those other rezonings have not had public hearings. Stephanie here?
Yeah.
Out there?
They should have been on the public hearing also.
I think you have to have some of them tonight.
We have to advertise it.
They were advertised.
Never advertised for public hearing?
They were.
Okay.
So you'll have to do them tonight.
Okay, does anybody
I
have
don't
the
know
numbers?
which
My
one.
sheet doesn't have them.
Yeah.
Some of them weren't, some weren't.
They were all 4.
Okay.
Wait a minute, I got that.
All 4.
Is that this right here? Okay.
You
That
need to
one.
tell us which ones need to have the public hearing.
All 4 of them.
I've got it. I just found it.
Okay.
She's got the public notice where she
I'll have the public notice.
Okay. You need this back?
No.
All right. Public notice. Okay. Resolutions 2025, 28, 29, 30, and 31. Would that be correct? Stephanie?
Yes.
Okay. We will hearing up once again. This is for Resolution 2025-28, a resolution amending the zoning map of Jefferson County, Tennessee by rezoning property from A1 agricultural forestry to C2 general commercial. Is anyone here to speak to that? We will move on to Resolution 2025-29, resolution amending the zoning map of Jefferson County, Tennessee by rezoning property from A1 agricultural forestry to C2 general commercial. Anyone here to speak? We will move on to F, Resolution 2025-30, resolution amending the zoning map of Jefferson County, Tennessee by rezoning property from A1 agriculture forestry to C2 general commercial. Anyone here to speak? Last is G, Resolution 2025-31, a resolution amending the zoning map of Jefferson County, Tennessee by rezoning property from A1 agriculture forestry to R1 rural residential. Anyone here to speak to that? Therefore, these hearings are hereby closed. Next, we have approval and corrections to the agenda. Is there a motion on the floor to remove the rule, rescind the rule, to add resolution 2025-14.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
We have a motion on the floor by Mr. Brooks. Is there a second? Second by Katie Huffaker. Does anyone oppose? The rule has been suspended. Do you wish to make the motion to add?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we add Resolution 2025-14 under new business.
That would be J
Yes.
in new business. Okay, and we have one more. We're adding? Yeah, we don't need a second. Move resolution 2025-33 to the front for General Dunn to leave. I haven't seen him. Mr. Dunn, are you here? Took care of that. Katie.
Resolution 2025-6, the short-term rentals with legal, so can we remove it from the agenda?
We'll remove it as we come to it.
Okay.
Mayor, do we need to do something with 2025-33?
It's presented, he wanted to speak to it, so we just want to ask courtesy, let him go first, so.
I guess he's in the mix.
I don't see any rush now.
We'll move right along. We're next to approval of the minutes. You have a regular session April the 21st, special call session June 26th. Yes, we need to hold a vote. Yeah, you're right.
Are we back on my motion?
Yeah, we're gonna make it, we're gonna
Okay.
vote. On approval and corrections to the agenda. We need to vote. See, nobody was against the first, and we need to vote on the second one. This item's not working.
You're gonna give me your vote this time, so.
Ms. Thomas? Do you wish to vote yes, Ms. Thomas? You got it. 17 yes, 0 no. Passes. Now we're to approval of the minutes. Let me take all them together.
If that's the motion.
What's the pleasure of the commission? All together? Got a motion in a second? We'll proceed to vote. Seventeen yes, 0 no, passes. Next, we are down to appearance of citizens. Would you please come to the microphone, state your name into the microphone and address? You have 3 minutes. Jim Fox.
Chairman,
Sure.
also have to state whether they're speaking for themselves, on behalf of the group, or a third party.
All right. Did you catch all that? Tell us who you're speaking for, because we're not gonna let you speak for somebody else.
Oh, come on.
Unless a commissioner says you can.
All right. Jim Fox, Abilene Trail, Dandridge, and I am speaking for myself. Here we are 21 days into the new fiscal year, and we're already talking about increasing property taxes again next year. I've been working on the SDR resolution for over 2.5 years, as most of you already know already. It will provide safety and security for the owners, guests, and neighbors. 90% of the owners do not live in this state. They do not pay wheel taxes or reinvest into this county, so anything collected would be paid by non-residents. The SDR resolution would solve the property tax dilemma for the foreseeable future. And yet, we are dragging our feet. With the new federal administration, it is moved. The federal government is moving at jet speed. The state is not far behind. We as a county are moving like we have concrete shoes and are at the deep end of the pool. Let's quit dragging our feet and make this county great again. I will admit that having monthly meetings is a great step in the right direction, but we need to get the resolutions passed. It should not take 2.5 years or 3 years or whatever to get this stuff done, because we are just continually falling farther and farther and farther behind and increasing the burden on our residents, when this is other people's money that we could collect and help relieve that burden. Thank you.
Next, we have Michelle Birdsell. All right. Next up is Linda McSmith. James Lance, you'll be next.
Linda McSmith, 3766 Island View Drive, Sevierville. I live on the south side of the lake. One topic I want to cover, I'm speaking for myself. One topic I would like to cover is the elementary school. I went by the elementary school the other day and no work has happened throughout the summer. What is going on with this project? Supposedly, Jefferson County Elementary School. Supposedly, things were going to get started while the kids were out of school. So what's happening with that funding that was allotted to the school board? Do they have control of that money? Are they making interest that we're not? So what's happening? We need to know and have regular updates in these monthly meetings now going forward. Secondly, I came prepared to talk about short-term rental resolution tonight. It's an important item that was on our agenda, and it's a significant amount of time and effort was put into this, both by a few commissioners and citizens. So everyone is looking to have different things done, and we're not going to meet everybody's expectations, but we need to get started somewhere and then build on that, knowing that there's going to be amendments, there's going to be changes, and it's going to be a process of building on it. But we've got to get started, and we've got to know what's going on. A big part of it is we may be missing out on a big part of revenue as well. When I met with one of the resorts, they told me that when they booked through Airbnb, most of their rebooks are done directly with the management company. So how are those definitely being reported? So we need to think about what's happening and how those are impacting our citizens. Yes, citizens have rights. I hear only about that the visitors have rights to come and stay. But the citizens that live there that are being interfered with have rights as well. We need to protect those. Our volunteer fire departments, calls are fluctuating month to month, quarter by quarter. Equipment needs are getting greater. Fuel bills are increasing. The recruitment of additional personnel is ongoing, and all this costs money. But we're limiting the amount that they're getting. Hopefully, the wheel tax is going to help assist in that process, although it's going to be a while before that will even kick in. But we need to see that things are happening and we're moving forward with that. Fourth, committee attendance. I've attended a lot of different committee meetings, and it's almost appalling the amount of people who are on these committees that do not attend, and frequently do not attend. If you're on a committee, I would request that you attend those committee meetings and not just always either be an hour late or not show. And it's always the same people that are showing all the time. Thank you, and thank you for the participation of those of you that are doing all the work.
James Lance.
Good evening, Jefferson County Commissioners. My name is James Lance. I'm a 7-year veteran of the U.S. Armed Forces, residing at 2246 Peninsula Drive, Jefferson City, Tennessee. I'm speaking for myself tonight. Previously on six separate occasions, 3 times in 2024, 3 times earlier this year, I've addressed this commission regarding the importance of developing a sound 5-year county strategic plan. Did my message fall on deaf ears? This the reason I'm bringing this to your attention once again stems from a previous county budget meeting. It appears this commission is poised on the verge of hitting the easy button once again, ready to increase Jefferson County citizen property taxes in order to cover a late in the fiscal year operating revenue deficit. This is happening despite my fellow citizens having helped identify new sources of revenue, such as the additional wheel, or we're calling it the motor privilege tax now, and additional property transfer taxes. Additionally, during the past few county commission meetings, my fellow citizens have requested this commission enact a short-term rental revenue and mineral severance taxes. This commission has been slow to act on the former and have voted down the latter, despite the fact that Jefferson County is the only county in eastern Tennessee that does not impose a mineral severance tax. Once again, I unequivocally state, without a sound 5-year strategic plan, we will continue to find ourselves in the same deficit situation year after year. The development of the aforementioned strategic plan acknowledges the fact our county is growing. This plan, if developed, will provide the requisite guidance to manage this growth. It will identify potential new sources of operating revenue, and perhaps more importantly, provide guidance to control what appears to be an insatiable spending appetite. Therefore, I call upon this commission to do, number 1, the work necessary to develop a 5-year strategic plan. 2, address the county's spending problem. 3, enact this proposed short-term rental revenue tax. And 4, reevaluate and enact the mineral severance tax. Thank you.
Next, we have Kathleen Villers.
Good evening, Kathleen Villers, 2202 Arrowhead Drive, Dandridge, and I'm here to talk about the short-term rental resolution. I'm speaking on behalf of myself. I was going to ask you all to please vote yes to pass the short-term rental resolution. However, I just learned that the resolution was pulled from tonight's meeting. This is very disappointing, especially given over approximately 1,000 STRs that we've heard are already in the county. We anticipate that number to grow, especially with a need for regulations on many of the STRs. The regulations would address safety, security, fire protection, neighborhood issues, occupancy, parking, and such, especially with the revenues needed from new sources, so residential property owners won't keep getting tax increases. Estimates done by a group of citizens predicted conservatively that we might have 2.9 million coming in from short-term rentals, up to 4.3 million, as much as 6.2 million in new annual revenues. Time is of the essence, folks, and I and many other citizens feel there is a sense of urgency on this. To not pass the short-term rental resolution or delay it much longer really is not fair to Jefferson County, its residents, renters of STRs. It leaves Jeff County and others subject to high risk without regulations. So please follow up on this to assure that the STR resolution is presented at next month's meeting. And then I will ask you again, please vote yes on the STR resolution. I'd also, Chairman Carmichael, like to speak and provide a few comments from my husband, William Villers, who was unable to attend tonight. Is that all right if I proceed?
Sure.
Thank you. This would be on behalf of William Villers, 2202 Arrowhead Drive, speaking on behalf of himself and his family regarding the Jefferson County short-term rental resolution. Mr. Villers said, please pass the STR resolution 2506. These comments that follow, he wasn't quite aware yet that it had been pulled from tonight's agenda, but I think they're still very relevant. Some residents and commissioners have worked very hard on the resolution, some for as many as 2.5 years. We thank them and many others, including the county commissioners, for getting the resolution in shape to pass. The biggest pushback we've heard might be from a small number of residents, and that would be some owners of STRs who have said, this is going to put me out of business. County residents mostly don't agree with that statement unless the investment in the STR properties was already inappropriately too high. Some key reasons. Point one, some neighboring counties have had STR resolutions in place for months, even years, without much change in occupancy. Two, the biggest cost to the STR owners is the commercial tax, bumping it from 25 to 40%, but it's appropriate because it's a business and the state is requiring implementation, I believe, in 2 years' time frame. Point three, the $300 licensing fee will help ensure renters stay in homes that are safe and secure to occupy, and that protects the renters, the STR owners, and minimizes JC's liability risk. Fourth, any added costs will be passed on, likely to the renters, unless the renting rates were already too high. And typically, some neighboring county STR owners are already indicating they're profiting with even with higher costs. Resolution 2506 will level the playing field for rental rates and costs across all of Jefferson County STR owners, some of whom we know might possibly be ignoring some of those rental safety and security concerns. In conclusion, Jefferson County needs the revenue to cover the increased spending. Otherwise, Jefferson County property owners might be hit with another large tax increase next year. Please pass the resolution, and we'll say here at your earliest opportunity, to be fair to Jefferson County compared to other counties, residents who pay property taxes, and to short-term rental renters. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Next on the agenda, we have the approval of notaries and bonds. It's in your packet.
Got 4 names we would like to add at the Commission's pleasure. Karsha Clay, Elaine Crowley, Laurie Snodgrass, Demarius Danielle Kane.
Question or comment? Not hearing any, we'll proceed to vote. Seventeen zero passed. Next, we have nominating committee. Where's me a chairman?
Nominating committee met tonight, and audit committee is Gary Jett from July 25 to July 27, Dale Allen from July 25 to July 27. Jefferson County Public Library System Board of Trustees appointed Robert Bruner. We voted for him from July the 1st of 2025 to June 30th of 28. And it's all of these passed in the nominating committee.
Thank you, sir. Question or comment? Not hearing any, we'll take them all at one time. Seventeen zero passed. Now we have reports from elected officials. County Mayor Mark Potts. Sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the County Commission. I got a request from Judge Roach through our county attorney. There's 2 appointments that goes. It's judicial commissioner appointments, and in the past I brought them, so I'm bringing them again. It'd be Keith Repass and John Bud Townsend. That takes county commission action to appoint those as judicial commissioners as recommended by Judge Roach.
Sure, you take them both together.
Sir.
Question or comment? Proceed to vote. 17-0, pass. Thank you, sir. Next, we have chairman's comments. Meetings with open conversations. Since we have done away with the work session, I want to remind the commissioners that voting rules apply, so you get 6 minutes to talk to anything that you want to talk to, but you only get to talk once unless it's pertinent to the conversation. Just want to remind everybody of that. And we have some new voting procedures that I'm going to read to you. Been some questions brought up. Tennessee State Legislature has passed, as amended, provides when there is a vote on the county commission which could involve a financial conflict of interest as a result of increasing the pay benefits of commissioner or spouse of commissioner, the chair of the county commission shall ask the members of the commission whether any member believes a vote was cast by someone with a conflict of interest to declare the outcome of the vote. Also provides that such votes must be taken by roll call or by a recorded electronic method of vote. Does everyone understand that? If you are a county employee, you have to state before you vote. If you're voting on anything to do with money, you can't vote on anything that you benefit from. But you can vote in general. But you're supposed to state your interest, and you're actually supposed to say there is a paragraph that you should know about. Not hearing any questions. We've covered open conversations. Rick?
You said vote in general. Can you please clarify?
Voting in general means like if you vote for a whole budget. The question at hand that you're asking me about is that if you vote, like if you vote to pass a whole budget for the county, your problem would be, what would get you in trouble is that if you voted on a specific item that affected you. If you vote for a whole budget, that separates that issue. So that makes the difference. Is that if it was amended and separated out, you couldn't vote on it.
Thank you.
To address one of the constituents' resolutions taking time to pass, you're talking about government moving slow. I will address that as the chairman, that when we do something, it has to pass the state comptroller's office and it has to pass legal. In other words, it has to be run through an attorney. So sometimes when a committee does something, it can't just show up here. We have to see the constitutionality and the legal aspects of what we have done in the committee. So therefore, it takes time. We cannot always expedite, because when you take shortcuts, it could come back to bite you. So appreciate everybody. And we shall move right along to reports of committees. We got budget amendments.
Right, so we can go through them individually, or I'm not sure if you guys want to just take them one by one. Is that how it's set up on the?
Yes, but we can do however works for you.
I do just have to make note, there is fund balance and reserve usage.
Hold up just a second, Jesse.
Skip over item D, county attorney.
Item,
I got a question for our attorney.
Before we get to that, this goes back to what was just addressed and addressed earlier on this resolution about short-term rentals. I think most of us came here thinking we were going to vote on that tonight, and then just hours previously, we found out it was going to be pulled. Last comments I received were, it's in your hands. Can you provide some feedback for us?
Well, not just mine. CTAS had looked at it as well.
and indicated that there were a number of the sections that just needed to be reworded. Let me just go ahead and say it's with the time that was spent on it, it's most certainly a good skeleton to do, and much more comprehensive than some of the others. Several of the sections simply could not be. For instance, our county does not enforce international fire code. We don't have a fire marshal, and we're not an exempt jurisdiction. Doesn't mean that you can't require certain safety equipment, fire alarms, interconnection, that kind of thing. You certainly can do that. But we don't have an official that actually enforces those codes. That's just an example of some of the things. So I got it probably about a week ago. Looked at it, but CTAS, I think, had looked at it. They did not recommend passage as is, I made some additional comments than what CTAS had made as well with respect to some of the things that need. Doesn't mean that some of the things can't be regulated. It just means that some of the things we simply don't do. And those just had to be revised. Some of the statutes that were quoted either were not complete or potentially not applicable. Again, they might be for some counties and they might be for some cities, but not necessarily with respect to Jefferson County. And to be candid with you, on the short-term rental, this is a fairly new area where counties, cities, governmental entities are able to realize revenue. There have been a lot of jurisdictions that have passed it, so there's not been a lot of, candidly, there's been none with respect to any kind of legal challenge of any particular one. So that, I'm not saying you're reinventing the wheel, because you're not. There is some models out there, but you want to try to get it as close to not being able to be challenged as you can. In some of those sections you just were. And that wasn't just my opinion, that was CTAS's opinion as well.
Okay. Based on that, do you think that's something we could have ready for next month's
Certainly.
meeting? Okay, thank you.
The goal would be to have that ready for your August meeting.
Okay.
Now, I assume that the Public Service Committee would, since they brought it, I assume would they review the draft again? I'm certain, but yes, for sure in August.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Does anyone else have a question for the attorney while he's here? Not hearing any? Thank you, Doug. Back to budget.
We take all them at once, people just.
What I'm seeing,
You can, as long as you make note of the fund balance and reserve usage, on the first one, Fund 101, Item 1, and the second one is Fund 116, Budget Amendment Number 1. They're both using fund balance, and Fund 101's using reserves.
I believe if you're spending money, we're going to have to take them separately.
They need to be separate.
Yes.
Be happy to do that as well. Okay, so back to square one. Fund 101, Amendment Number 1, the total fund balance usage is $56,739.12. Reserve balance is $128,300. Reserves and fund balance are on item number 1. That's where the Tennessee Risk Management Insurance came in above and beyond what we had budgeted. So I used what we were refunded last year for our estimated versus our actual, and that placed that into the reserve. So that's the reserve usage. And then we had to use a portion of fund balance to cover the remaining. Item 2 is a reserve. Item 4 is a reserve as well. And item 8 is, it shows fund balance. It's just transferring funds to the appropriate fund from General 101 to School 141.
Question or comment? Not hearing any, we'll proceed to vote. There you go. Passes 17-0. Fund 116.
Okay, the next one is Sanitation Fund 116, Amendment Number 1. Same scenario, Tennessee Risk Management. We're utilizing $6,420 of fund balance to cover the actual cost for fiscal year 25-26.
Question or comment? We'll proceed to vote. Passes 17-0.
And the last one is Highway Fund 131, Amendment Number 1. We had the funds budgeted, just the actual costs came in on different lines, so we're just moving the funds around from the workman's comp insurance to the correct expenditure lines. No use of fund balance or reserves.
Question or comment? Proceed to vote. 17-0 passes. Does that conclude your business, ma'am?
Does it?
Well, we have the landfill bid results. I don't,
The next item, I believe, is the lobbying. Is that the next item on the, oh, the landfill?
It's
Okay.
landfill, class
So the
3.
next item on the
results?
landfill.
I
Yes,
believe
so
that
we
was
had the
the
bid results.
500,000 we moved out of 207.
So there is, since we would normally format a budget amendment for you all, now that we've gone monthly, we just met. So they made a motion to move $500,000 from Fund 207, that's the landfill fund, the fund balance, to start this work and to award this bid. The bid did come under $1 million, but they've only allowed up to $500,000 of fund balance for this project at this time.
Question or comment? Proceed to vote. Sixteen yeses, 1 no. Passes.
So I guess the next item is
Tim,
the contract.
The next
I'm
one is the
let you
David
handle that.
Seal thing.
That's general fund balance was where the funding is from for this.
You want David to speak to this or what, Jimmy?
If there's a question or comment, if there's not, we're gonna vote.
Any questions to David on this
We're voting.
$25,000? Oh, we already voted. Okay.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
You're not too far out of date there, Tim. We have 16 yes, 1 no. Passes.
We are done, Jimmy.
We are done. Thank you, sir. There is no old business. Is there a question or comment for any of the nonprofits? Not hearing any, we'll move right into new business. First on the agenda is the land purchase of the Moore property. Did everyone receive a map in their docket? This land came about from the Moore family. The mayor and I sat down and had a meeting with the Moore family, and they would like to present this land to us, the 86 acres, for the county's acquisition. The price of this land, they're asking $1,750,000 for 86 acres. This land is strategically in a good place on a state highway, right at the 8140 split. It joins our landfill and the Malone property, so it's in a real good spot for the county. In the county, we have the money that we can afford to buy this through the hotel motel tax. That money has to be spent for future development. We also, in the Industrial Development Board, have $1 million that we can invest on this property. So we do, Jesse. Do we not have $2.2 million in our hotel motel tax money?
Currently without us posting year end.
Yes, without posting year end. We can be safe in saying we have $2.2 million. Mayor, do you have something to add to this property?
I'd like for the county attorney to address the legality on what you can and can't do here.
Sure.
And so we can do it properly, if that's your vote.
Sure.
Is the question or the matter whether or not you can vote to purchase it tonight?
Sure.
What I would say is yes, since it's on the agenda, you could vote to purchase it or not. But the only thing I would suggest is, if you're gonna do that, you probably would just wanna make that contingent on a sales agreement, good title, those kind of things.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? But I think you could go ahead if you decided it's a purchase you wanna do. I would just make it contingent on a sales contract that we would draft, and transfer of good title, that kind of thing. It's
Right.
typical standard issues. In other words, just not, hey, here's the deed and here's the check.
Upon your review.
Yeah.
Upon your
Sure,
review,
sure.
sir.
That's my only recommendation or suggestion.
We have a motion on the floor by Jim Snoggers, seconded by Ronnie Coleman.
What's the motion?
The motion is to buy. The motion, sir.
No, my motion is to table this item until next month's meeting, until we can get more information and data on it, and not just hearsay. You talk, what did we say, 1.7? Well, that's my motion.
1.75. We have a motion on the floor and a second. Mr. Blevins.
Motion to table.
Motion. I'm good. How are you?
Katie Huffaker.
Okay, if we table, is there a way to get in a contract with the seller so we have essentially first right of refusal for the property? So nobody can come in behind us and purchase it between this meeting and the next meeting?
That would have to come in a separate amendment.
Sure.
This is a motion to table.
So we should be
No,
discussing
we're
this
fixing to vote on
motion.
the motion to table.
Well, maybe I know, but my vote, I would like to know.
Actually, your conversation needs to be on the motion to table, because if that motion passes, it's going to be tabled. If that motion fails, you can vote on buying it anyway.
Well, that may be true, but the answer would determine whether or not I voted to table it or not. So I'm trying to get information to figure out if I want to vote to table it. So can I ask, I guess the person selling's representation and our lawyer, if we can,
That's the county attorney.
the county attorney, if we can draft something like that?
You sure of the question?
First option is buy.
The short answer is yes. You could ask the property owner or pay the property owner for an option to do that. But you would have to ask them, and if the motion was, you're going to approach them about either holding off until we get to next meeting, you could do that, but I mean, it's ultimately up to them. There are a number of ways to do it. You could purchase an option to buy it, or just simply request that time, 30 days to be able to consider it, or until your next meeting. You can do that, yes.
We have a motion on the floor. You'd have to amend the motion, or let's vote on the motion on the floor.
Okay, I want to amend the motion contingent upon,
You can't. I'm
Why
sorry,
can't
but
I
you
amend it?
can't-
Oh,
you
it's
can't
got
make a motion to amend. We will proceed to vote. That if you want to vote to table,
I'll get final discussion.
sure.
So, again, this amazes me. We spent 50% of the budget meeting talking about spending $25,000 on someone that has a great potential to bring significant amount of dollars to this county. Yet we're so easily ready to take a quick vote on $1.7 million of spend, which we don't even know what it can be used for. None of that's been defined. We don't have a plan. Some people are saying it could be used as a landfill addition. We just bought 72 acres for landfill expansion 2 years ago. And at that time, the land we had, as has been reported, would last us to 2040 until we purchased that additional 72 acres. Now, I'm hearing also, this is coming from hotel motel tax, and it can't be used for landfill. It can only be used as a public use area. What would we do with a public use area at that location? There's no infrastructure there, no water, no sewer, no industrial electric. So where would we get the money to develop that land in order to make something for us that can generate revenue? Okay? That's why my motion is to table, so we can get more facts on the table, rather than hearsay, rather than postpone. A postponement would mean it's dead forever. So I think before we just jump to it and try to spend 1.7 million when we're already talking about coming shortfall next year, we need to back up, get some facts, and have something in writing that says that this is what we can and can't do. This is where the money comes from. Here's what we want to do with it in the future. I'm not against it. I'm just saying we need to catch our breath and take another look at this thing.
We'll proceed to vote. Vote yes if you wish to table it. Mr. Gregg, he's done finished, so you won't be able to speak. Yes to table it, no to not table it. We have 4 noes, 13 yes, it's tabled. We will move right along to land sale, Bainbury property, parcel .33 acres, vacant lot on Iron Gate Drive, Bainbury, owned by Jefferson County due to delinquent taxes by previous owner. Land is adjacent to the Bainbury Dog Park. Bainbury would like to acquire said land to expand the park.
Mr. Chairman, Bayberry approached my office about this land. It's next to their dog park. It's land that we got through delinquent taxes. They're expanding their park area up there. They're buying some land from WIT. This just goes in together. They adjoin that land. It's more use to them. They've asked for us to donate the land to them. I would recommend that we donate it to them. They cover all closing costs on doing it. So the county has no use for this land, and we're not collecting taxes. If they can use it and do something for the community, I think we ought to donate them the land.
Anyone else, question or comment? Sure, Mr. Brooks.
Can we hear from the county attorney? I don't disagree with what the mayor said, but,
And the mayor of Bainbury is also here.
yeah.
Doug?
Do we need a contract or anything for this? Just showing,
sorry?
do we need a contract or anything for this
No,
transfer?
you just declare it, I don't even know, since it's between governmental entities, that you would have to declare it surplus. I don't think you even have to do that, but the short answer is no. You don't have to have one.
Uh-huh.
You would be the person donating it if Bainbury desired anything over and above just simply that deed, which all you would be doing is quit claiming your interest. You wouldn't be warranting it necessarily. FYI, my office represents Bainbury, so we'd have a conflict if y'all got crossways, but I'm not saying you will.
I don't think we will.
But anyway, yes, you could do that. You would not have to have a land sale contract for that donation. No, just a description of the land. That I understand the motion was Bainbury would have to bear that cost anyway, right?
Yeah.
That was part of the motion, that they would have to do a survey, a deed description, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
So
as long as
you
we
do
can
not have to have a
transfer the
contract.
land at no cost to the county, I'm
Right,
good.
you don't have to have a sales contract.
We have a motion on the floor. It's been properly seconded. Anyone else, question or comment? We'll proceed to vote. Your motion, Mr. Tim, your motion is to donate it to Bainbury?
Yes. With them paying all closing costs and having it surveyed.
Thanks, sir. Fifteen yes, 2 no, passes. Next, we have Resolution 2025-06, a resolution of Jefferson County, Tennessee to establish regulations for licensing of short-term rental units in Jefferson County. I believe that should have been pulled, correct?
Mr. Chairman, we did not pull it. So, no, we did not pull it.
Right.
So, I'm
We
happy
need
to
vote
make
pull
a,
it. It's what we need to do.
I'm happy to make a motion to postpone to our next
Postpone?
meeting.
You want to postpone?
Yeah.
Mr. Parliamentarian, you want it postponed, tabled, or what you want to do?
Yeah.
It should be tabled, we postpone it.
Okay. Mr. Chairman, I move to table this item to our next meeting. I do have a question if I get a second.
I believe you got a second. Katie. Ask away.
How did this get on the agenda if it hadn't gone through the legal process yet?
It was handed to me.
It was in the process at the time.
Just with
We
hopes that
thought
it would,
get done.
hopes that it would make it, and it didn't make it?
It got held up at CTEC.
Okay, all right, thank you.
C-Task was the main one though, wasn't it? The holdup.
Yeah.
We have a motion to table. Properly seconded, we will vote. Postponed it. 17 yes, 0 no. Motion to table. Next, we're into our ones that we had hearings over. Resolution 2025-28, resolution amending the zoning map of Jefferson County, Tennessee by rezoning property from A1 agricultural forestry to C2 general commercial. We have a motion on the floor and a second. Is there a question or comment? Not hearing any, we'll proceed to vote. Seventeen yes, 0 no, passes. Next, we have Resolution 2025-29, resolution amending the zoning map of Jefferson County, Tennessee by rezoning property from A1 agricultural forestry to C2 general commercial. We have a motion on the floor, properly seconded. Question or comment?
So I just, this is the mower. Okay, good. Come up, please. We'll make sure everybody knows this property's down on Deep Springs Road. Just name.
Eric Mullins.
Okay. So I've been driving by this property for a couple of years, and I'm curious, what's in here that's commercial? What's the future plans for this site as commercial?
I'm just going to retire there. I'm going to build a house for my kids. I've got 5 kids, and I hope that some of them will live there so I can have my grandkids around. Lord's blessed me with some equipment, and I'm building the road and I want to have it all where I can mow it. And one of my neighbors don't like my equipment, and she's thrown a fit over it several times. And she's really not my neighbor. I get along with all my neighbors. We get along real good. We've got each other's phone number, and we help each other any way possible. But she, I don't know, she's come in here several times over me having some equipment there, and I'm using it. I haven't hired out anything done there. Me and my father's done every bit of the work that's been done there over the years when we get time, and it's just been a slow process. But we've got all the permits and everything for what we've done so far. But I plan on living there, and I just want the center section of it inside my property where I can put my stuff in garages and nobody can bother me.
So why would that require rezoning if it's not a commercial business? It's A1, correct?
Because he's got his equipment parked there.
I am in business.
He's not asking for the whole parcel to be.
No,
Right,
just
right, I got it
Best
right,
I
yeah.
remember.
Insert, yeah, off
Yeah,
of
just right
Big
here.
Springs Road, not off of Black Road.
So, which leads to my next question. If you look online at Google Maps, where your driveway comes out, there's a guardrail blocking that, correct?
We've got a state permit and an address for that.
Okay, so
I've already
you'll,
got that, had it for a year and a half now.
so you will remove the guardrail? Who removes the guardrail?
Well, the state said I could if I wanted to, but I'd rather them do it. Put the grass cushion on the end there.
Okay, that's good, thank you.
Thank you.
You rest? Anyone else? We'll proceed to vote. (17 yes, 0 no), passes. Move right along to Resolution 2025-30, resolution amending the zoning map of Jefferson County, Tennessee by rezoning property from A1 Agriculture Forestry to C2 General Commercial. We have a motion on the floor, do we? We have a motion on the floor, properly seconded. Question or comment? Not hearing any, we'll proceed to vote. 17-0 passes. Next, we have Resolution 2025-31, resolution amending the zoning map of Jefferson County, Tennessee by rezoning property from A1 Agriculture Forestry to R1 Rural Residential. We have a motion on the floor, properly seconded. Question or comment? Not hearing any, we'll proceed to vote. Next, we have Resolution 2025-32, resolution declaring as surplus and to authorize the Jefferson County Circuit Court to surplus and dispose of donated said equipment. We have a motion on the floor, it's seconded. Question or comment? Not hearing any, we'll proceed to vote. 17-0 passes. Next, we have Resolution 2025-33, resolution to authorize a $12.50 charge by the clerk of every court in Jefferson County, Tennessee, having jurisdiction of the state misdemeanors and felonies for the purposes authorized and set out in TCA 40-3-106, District Attorney General James B. Dunn. We have a motion on the floor. It's been seconded. Question or comment? Not hearing any, we'll proceed to vote. (17-0) passes. Next, we're at 2025-14. That was at the beginning. Is there a motion on the floor? We have a motion, properly seconded. Question or comment? Not hearing any, we'll proceed to vote. Passes 17-0. I have no announcements. Does anybody else have anything that they wish to announce? Ms. Huffaker.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Okay. So since this is the first time we've not had a work session and we're straight in voting, because land purchase was on the agenda, can I add another motion to see if the commission's willing to get in a contract for like first right of refusal with the property owner who's
It's done been
requesting sale?
tabled, so it's tabled.
I know, but
As a new item, you can't, but we gotta suspend the rules.
You'd have to suspend the rule, that's correct.
okay, so can I make a motion to suspend the rules to add that to the agenda? Is that what I'm?
Yes, you can.
Well, first we have to suspend the rules. Make a
Yep.
motion to suspend the rules, vote on
Then you
that.
gotta make it, you gotta vote on it, then you gotta make a motion.
Okay, I make a motion to suspend the rules.
There's a motion on the floor, properly seconded, to suspend the rule. Vote yes if you wish to suspend the rule, no if you don't. You have 12 yeses, 4 noes.
Motion fails. Two-thirds to suspend the rules.
It has to have 2/3, that's correct. Fails for lack of 2/3 majority. Does anybody have an announcement?